If you've ever been called too quiet, too distant, or too independent, chances are you've been misunderstood. And if you haven't been misunderstood, you're not doing anything legendary. Sigma males are the rarest breed of men, less than 1% of the population. They aren't just lone wolves or introverts with confidence. They're wired differently, built for a battlefield most people don't even see. Society fears what it can't control, and Sigma males operate outside the script. This isn't some recycled list of, he wears hoodies and stays mysterious. We're diving deep into the dark, uncomfortable rituals that define the Sigma male. Habits so brutal, most people wouldn't last a week living this way. If you're here for feel-good affirmations, you took the wrong turn at Alpha Avenue. Let's break down the 12 uncomfortable things only Sigma males do, and why these truths are the reason they dominate silently. 1. They disconnect from sexual urges to regain control. Sigma males don't suppress desire out of shame or fear. They do it because they've seen the destruction unchecked lust brings, impulsive decisions, lost focus, and men reduce the puppets of their own cravings. They don't run from lust. They trap it, study it, and chain it until it obeys them. This creates an unsettling kind of man, one who isn't swayed by flirty glances, seduction, or hollow validation. Women can't weaponize attraction against them. Society can't dangle instant gratification like bait. Most men live at the mercy of their lower drives. The Sigma male lives above them. He enjoys intimacy, but it never owns him. He doesn't chase dopamine hits from cheap thrills. That energy gets redirected into building, creating, and sharpening his mind. This isn't repression. It's reclaiming dominance over your own mind. While other men fall for honey traps, digital illusions, and the dopamine drip of lust, Sigma males sit at the top of that battlefield, unshaken, watching others self-destruct over urges they've already buried. It's uncomfortable, it's extreme, but that's why it works. Because a man who doesn't need sex to feel powerful terrifies the entire system. 2. They kill their past self repeatedly. Sigma males don't cling to who they were last year, last month, or even last week. To them, identity isn't a badge. It's a tool they sharpen, use, and discard when it no longer serves them. Most people cling to familiarity like it's life support. The Sigma male? He's already packing his mental bags and moving on. If a version of himself is holding him back, it dies. No funeral, no mourning. This is why you'll rarely see a Sigma male stuck in the same job, relationship, or mindset for too long. The second he senses stagnation, he starts dismantling his environment. Quietly, methodically. If the room feels too small, he doesn't redecorate. He breaks the walls down and builds something bigger. Sometimes that means cutting off people who once meant everything to him. Not because he's cold, but because they refuse to evolve and he refuses to rot. Most people are addicted to identity. They want to be known as the loyal friend, the nice guy, the hard worker. Sigma males aren't interested in labels. They'll be the loyal friend one day and the ghost who disappeared the next. If it means protecting their evolution, they're willing to destroy their own reputation to become who they need to be. That level of detachment from ego is terrifying to the average person. There's no ceremony to it, no drama. One day, he just stopped showing up as the version of himself you thought you knew. And if you confront him, you'll get nothing but a quiet stare and a calm. That's not who I am anymore. 3. They test people without them knowing. Sigma males don't manipulate, they analyze. Every conversation, every favor, every harmless moment is part of a silent audit. While others are busy being polite or emotionally reactive, the Sigma male is scanning. He's not looking for perfection. He's looking for truth, and most people are trying way too hard to hide it. He'll ask a question with no real purpose, just to see how you respond under pressure. He'll share a small success, just to see if your smile reaches your eyes, or if jealousy flickers for half a second. He might mention something vulnerable, not because he needs comfort, but to see if you use it against him later. These aren't games. They're systems of detection. Sigma males aren't paranoid. They're hyper-aware of how quickly people switch up when opportunity, ego, or power enters a room. What makes this so uncomfortable? Most people don't even realize they're being tested. They think they're just having a casual chat, not knowing their tone, word choice, or delayed responses being filed away as data. And Sigma males don't forget. If you lie once, exaggerate too often, gossip too freely, or react too emotionally, they clock it. They don't lash out. They don't call you out. They adjust access. If they sense you're loyal, grounded, and not driven by ego, you'll be trusted more than most ever will be. But if you fail the test, even once, you may never know you did. You'll just notice you start speaking less, sharing less, and appearing less often. That's the Sigma way. They don't explode. They erase, and they erase quietly. For they mentally prepare for betrayal, even from people they love. Sigma males don't walk around paranoid, but they don't walk around naive either. They've lived long enough, watched closely enough, and lost enough to know one brutal truth. Loyalty is often conditional. People say they'll never leave until they do. Friends change when you succeed. Lovers change when you stop playing their emotional games. Even family can switch up when money, power, or pride enters a room. Sigma males don't collapse under betrayal because they already factored it in before the first handshake or kiss. This mental preparation isn't about pushing people away. It's about not letting betrayal destroy them when it comes. Because for the Sigma, everything is strategy. And if you know betrayal is possible, it won't shake you to your core when it hits. It'll hurt, but it won't break you. Most men collapse under betrayal because they never thought it could happen. Sigma males, they already saw it coming. And the real twist? By expecting betrayal, they actually stay more grounded in their relationships. They're not naive, so they don't put unrealistic pressure on people. They accept that humans are flawed, tempted, and sometimes weak. That doesn't mean they forgive snakes. It just means they're never shocked when someone shows their true skin. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it gives a Sigma male his edge. While others play the trust game with blindfolds on, he's already mapped the exit routes, watched the tells, made peace with walking alone if he has to. That's not darkness. That's clarity. And clarity? That's power. 5. They romanticize discipline, not pleasure. While the average man chases comfort, shortcuts, and dopamine hits, the Sigma male is addicted to something far rarer, self-mastery. His real high? Saying no when it would be easier to say yes. To the outside world, it looks insane. Why wake up early when you could sleep in? Why train when you could relax? Why build when you could consume? But that's the difference. Sigma males aren't addicted to ease. They're addicted to growth. Pleasure might feel good, but discipline builds you. While most people numb themselves with distractions, Sigma males sharpen themselves in silence. They train their minds to obey. Their mission, not their mood. If something needs to be done, they don't debate it. They do it. If temptation shows up, they don't flirt with it. They starve it. This doesn't make their lives boring. It gives them depth. Because once you fall in love with discipline, your body listens. Your time becomes sacred. Your presence becomes powerful. Most people are slaves in disguise. Slaves to cravings, laziness, and outside approval. Sigma males flip that on its head. They own themselves. And in a world where everyone's hooked on quick pleasure, a man who's fully in control of himself becomes dangerously rare. That's why Sigma males are underestimated at first. They're not flashy. They're not chasing trends. But over time, they quietly dominate. Because while others were chasing comfort, the Sigma was building stamina, mental armor, laser focus. They know something most don't. Pleasure fades fast, but discipline compounds. And when life hits hard, as it always does, the disciplined man doesn't break. He steps forward. That's the Sigma's romance. Not soft lights and soft beds, but still mornings, clear minds, and the brutal beauty of being in command of everything that wants to control you. 6. They embrace the loneliness that would break most men. Sigma males don't just tolerate solitude. They embrace the kind of loneliness that would mentally crush most men. Not because they're immune to it, but because they've made peace with it. They've stopped trying to escape the silence. They've stopped filling the void with distractions, fake friendships, hollow validation. Instead, they step into the fire and sit there. The longer they sit, the stronger they become. Most men avoid loneliness at all costs. They'll jump from relationship to relationship, drown in social media, stay in toxic friendships just to avoid being alone with themselves. Sigma males? They go the other way. They use loneliness the way warriors use weighted armor. It's heavy at first. It drags. It tests your mental stability. But over time, it builds an inner muscle most people never develop. You stop needing company to feel valid, needing attention to feel alive. You become your own validation, clarity, compass. This makes people uncomfortable. Society doesn't know what to do with a man who's not begging for connection, a man who can disappear for months and come back more focused than ever, a man who's not scared of himself. That's power most people can't understand and definitely can't manipulate. And here's the paradox. Because Sigma males are so comfortable being alone, they don't settle for cheap company. They're not thirsty for anyone's presence, which means when they do choose to connect, it's intentional, not needy. Their solitude becomes a filter. Only the rarest energy makes it through. Loneliness breaks most men because they use others to distract them from themselves. Sigma males do the opposite. They strip everything away until there's nothing left but truth. And in that brutal stillness, they forge something society can't mass produce. Self-respect, self-mastery, unshakable power. 7. They refuse to be emotionally rescued. Sigma males don't let anyone fix them. Not because they're ungrateful, but because they know every emotional favor comes with a price tag, spoken or not. They'd rather face the storm alone, bleeding and exhausted, rebuild themselves in silence, than owe someone a piece of their emotional autonomy. It's not that they think they can do everything alone. It's that they must. Their independence isn't just a trait. It's their core identity. The second they feel someone trying to fix them emotionally, they pull back. Because emotional rescuing, no matter how well-intentioned, often morphs into something transactional. One day it's, I'm here for you. The next it's, after all I've done for you. Sigma males don't play that game. They don't want to be someone's project, someone's emotional investment. They've seen how people wrap their identity around being needed, feed off being the hero in someone else's story. Sigma males don't give anyone that script. They don't hand over their emotional lows for someone else to manage. If they're broken, they fix themselves. If they're lost, they chart their own way back. And yes, this means they suffer more. It means longer nights, heavier burdens, a silence most men aren't built to carry. But that pain is theirs. That process is private, and that independence, earned through internal war, is what sharpens their mental edge. Because once you rebuilt yourself without a support system, you become someone nobody can ever truly own. It confuses people. Friends feel shut out. Lovers feel unneeded. Mentors feel rejected. But it's not rejection. It's a line drawn in steel. Sigma males don't confuse connection with dependence. You can walk beside them, but you can't carry them. In a world where everyone is told to open up and let others in, Sigma males go against the current, not because they're cold, but because they know this truth. When someone else rescues you, they hold the pen to your story. And a Sigma male never lets someone else write his ending. 8. They sabotage shallow relationships to make room for deeper solitude. Sigma males don't just walk away from shallow relationships. They burn the bridge themselves. Quietly, efficiently. No drama, no closure, no explanations. Sometimes they ghost. Sometimes they vanish. Sometimes they provoke subtle tension. Just enough friction to make the other person leave on their own. Not because they enjoy conflict, but because most people don't take a hint unless you hand it to them wrapped in discomfort. And a Sigma won't wait around hoping people get the message. He delivers it without words, by pulling his presence entirely. What unnerves people is how unapologetic this detachment is. The average man will keep shallow friendships just to avoid being alone. Keep answering texts from people he's mentally done with. Show up to fake social plans just to feel included. Sigma males see that as weakness. They don't need background noise, filler relationships. If a connection lacks depth, authenticity, or mutual evolution, they cut it. What they're really doing is making space, mental space. That's their currency. That's their high. They crave the stillness that allows them to think clearly, move freely, reconnect with their own inner power. Every shallow interaction is a leak in that system. Every pointless conversation is mental clutter. And the Sigma mind is like a minimalist fortress. Only the essential stays. Everything else gets purged. This is why people often describe Sigma males as cold or too distant. It's not coldness. It's calculated withdrawal. They don't hate you. They're just done pretending to care when they don't. And once their internal compass points towards solitude, nothing, not guilt tripping, not emotional manipulation, can pull them back. It's uncomfortable. It burns bridges. But it also makes room for what most people never experience. Depth, clarity, unfiltered thought. And to a Sigma male, that's worth more than 10 shallow relationships combined. 9. They use boredom as a training tool. While most people panic at the first sign of boredom, reaching for their phones, TV, or any distraction, Sigma males embrace it. They don't just tolerate boredom. They weaponize it. In a world where attention spans are shrinking, the Sigma male finds power in the quiet. Boredom, to him, isn't an enemy. It's the canvas upon which creativity thrives. While others frankly search for something to occupy their minds, the Sigma male dives into the stillness. He's not running from discomfort. He's leaning into it, knowing that in the absence of stimulation, his mind wanders deeper, thinks sharper, creates freely. In those moments of mental blankness, he's not idle. He's plotting, strategizing, processing. Most people drown in boredom, feeling as a lack, something that needs to be fixed or filled. The Sigma male, he sees it as an opportunity to build mental endurance, flex the muscles of focus, refine his craft in silence. Boredom becomes a crucible where his best ideas are forged. It's in the nothingness that he connects unseen dots, sharpens his vision, executes plans others never even considered. This isn't just about being productive. It's about developing the kind of mental toughness that comes from sitting with your own thoughts, unbothered by outside noise. While others need constant stimulation, the Sigma male thrives in the void. And when the noise fades, he's the one standing at the top, having built something rare and dangerous from the very thing others feared. 10. They keep a mental dossier on everyone close to them. Sigma males don't need spreadsheets or journals to track people. They have a mental file on everyone, logged, analyzed, and stored with precision. Every interaction, every glance, every shift in tone is cataloged like intelligence data. They're not doing this out of paranoia. They're doing it because they understand human nature. Loyalty is valuable, but so is authenticity. And lies, inconsistencies, and hidden motives don't slip by unnoticed. The Sigma male isn't confrontational. He doesn't need to catch you in the act. He just remembers that time you exaggerated a story, the flicker of jealousy when he succeeded, the subtle change in your behavior when power entered the room. It's all recorded. If you're loyal, grounded, and true to your word, you'll earn a place in his circle that few ever do. But if you slip up even once, you may not even realize it. Your access will be quietly reduced. One day, you'll just find yourself on the outside, wondering where things went wrong. And by then, it'll be too late. The Sigma male doesn't need to confront every lie, expose every betrayal. He simply files it away and waits. When the time comes, he'll decide whether you stay or whether you're exiled for good. No drama, no emotional outbursts. Just a quiet, calculated decision to move on. Because in the Sigma's world, trust is earned and disloyalty is quietly discarded. 11. They study the weaknesses of those who try to dominate them. Sigma males don't fight authority with rebellion or noise. They study it. Every challenger, every oppressor, every person who tries to control them is silently analyzed, like a strategist mapping a battlefield. They don't rush. They don't react. They wait, sometimes for months, even years, until the perfect moment arises. This isn't about power for power's sake. It's about control. control over their environment, control over their future, control over their own path. They know that to defeat authority, you don't need to confront it head-on. You just need to understand its weaknesses. The boss who gets defensive when questioned, the leader who avoids hard decisions, the manipulator who crumbles when exposed. Sigma males detect these cracks, and when the time is right, they don't strike with aggression. They shift the dynamics silently, effortlessly. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, a quiet move that exposes a flaw in the person who thought they had control. Real power isn't about flaunting strength. It's about knowing where the cracks are and slipping through them when no one's looking. This makes Sigma males dangerous, not because they're loud or brash, but because they understand the game better than anyone else. They don't fight against authority. They let authority fall apart on its own. And when it does, they're already positioned to step into the void unscathed. 12. They train themselves to be unapproachable. Sigma males don't just happen to be distant. They engineer it. Their presence is a force field, designed to repel nonsense, distractions, and energy vampires. They don't engage with everyone. They don't waste time on people who won't add value to their lives. This isn't about being rude. It's about being intentional. They've learned that their time and mental bandwidth are precious, and they can't afford to waste them. They don't entertain small talk. They don't indulge in gossip. They don't engage in empty pleasantries. If someone feels unwelcome in their presence, that's not a mistake. It's the result of a carefully curated aura. The weak, the insecure, and the energy vampires, they'll sense that repellent energy and keep their distance. But the strong, the intelligent, and those operating on a higher frequency, they'll be intrigued because they'll sense they're dealing with someone who doesn't chase approval, doesn't need validation, doesn't waste time on nonsense. Sigma males don't need to prove anything. Their self-worth is built on their own terms. If people hesitate before approaching them, that's not insecurity. That's by design. By being unapproachable, they protect their peace, filter out the weak, attract only the elite, the ones who are self-assured, driven by purpose, worthy of their time. In a world full of noise and distraction, Sigma males stand apart, not out of arrogance, but out of a deep understanding of who they are. They don't seek approval. They don't need validation, because they've already found it within themselves. Final truth, the Sigma male's power. Sigma males navigate life with a quiet intensity, mastering their emotions, honing their minds, and owning their space with precision. They don't follow the script. They rewrite it. Every choice they make, from training their silence to dismantling authority, is rooted in one truth. Power is about control. Control over themselves. Control over their environment. Control over their narrative. And that control isn't about dominating others. It's about owning their existence in ways most people never even consider. To be a Sigma male is to be a master of your own destiny, carving a path that isn't defined by others, but by your own unyielding sense of purpose. It's not always easy. It's not always comfortable, but it's real. And in a world that rewards conformity, the Sigma male stands as a testament to the power of self-reliance, quiet confidence, mental mastery. So the next time you wonder why Sigma males seem so unreachable, so unbothered, remember, they've already done the hard work of defining themselves, and they're not about to let anyone else dictate their terms. They don't chase the world. They shape it silently from the inside out, and that is the kind of power that speaks louder than words ever could. Do you resonate with the ideas I shared in this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more content about Sigma males, explore the other videos on this channel. Thanks for watching.